As a creative, for me, it was always about the curiosity to ask the question, what if? What if we did this? Why not? It hasn't been done. Why can't we? Let's do it. I wasn't measuring my successes by somebody else's measurement of success. I was measuring it by my own. It's like I say, having a plan without a plan is really important because it allows you to not be predetermined in what you think the right next step would be.
Hi all, good morning. So today I have Adrian with us, who is a top creative and strategic brand leader. He is a passionate storyteller who believes that brands need to create a more equitable and sustainable future for all. The intersection of technology and culture is where brands can make a real impact, which is especially important these days because I think money is not the only thing that people are going after these days. It's instead the purpose, the culture, and the values that a company embodies and represents what makes people want to stay. Let's welcome Adrian on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where he will tell us about where he works and what he's learned along the way. Hi, Adrian. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of share some of my learnings and just my journey. Where would you like me to start?
Adrian, you're the better judge. We can start wherever you think would be the best added value for the session.
Well, I think if I'm speaking to people who are tuning in or listening that are trying to understand how to maximize their potential and how to really like get into a space where they're feeling fulfilled and satisfied, not just monetarily, but emotionally. I guess I would say I've had a few insights or personal discoveries through my own career.
I would love
And
to hear that.
yeah, and I think, something that early on I kind of discovered, and this might sound a little cliche or expected, so bear with me, but you've got to really care about what you're doing. Like, you've got to really have genuine passion, or there won't be enough money or perks or incentives to make it matter. And when you don't care about something and you're just doing it to punch a clock or to make X amount of money, it has no staying power. And what I found is in my own personal career, I've gotten into roles that were, a VP or this title. And those were things that I was going after. I want to be this role. I want to be this seniority. I want to be that. And I woke up and just found myself miserable. And what I realized was I had lost sight of, I had put my target on the wrong area. And instead of focusing on what excites me to wake up every morning, naturally excites me, what I want to personally do and explore, I had pointed that interest at a title or at a promotion or fill in the blank. It could be a million things. And so I quickly said, you know what? I'm going to ignore all that stuff and I'm going to find work, opportunities, and subject matter that I care about. As a creative, for me, it was always about the curiosity to ask the question, what if? What if we did this? Why not? It hasn't been done. Why can't we? Let's do it. Like, wouldn't this be cool? And so I just went and found projects that very selfishly satisfied those questions I was asking and those genuine interests. And what I found was not only did I feel fulfilled and energized to wake up every morning, but all of the other success metrics, money, title, whatever, they all just came. I didn't have to think about that stuff. I didn't have to get like, I got to be by this in 1 year, I have to be a director, or I didn't have to worry about that because I put my energy into, what am I making? Am I proud of the work for myself? Not for, I wasn't measuring my successes by somebody else's measurement of success. I was measuring it by my own personal, like, how do I feel? Do I feel energized? Am I inspired by this? Is this like leading me somewhere where I couldn't have imagined? Is this work taking me and elevating me and showing me new ways of doing things? Am I growing? So those became the KPIs, the units of measurement, the things that became important to me. But I had to go down that wrong path to then realize those um, decisions I had to be intentional about. I couldn't, and if I got on the wrong success metric, it was very diminishing. Like it really, so that's one kind of high level, not very specific, but hopefully can make sense to people. The other thing I would add in that is my career is unique that it's in the creative field. Setting up opportunity, it's like I say, having a plan without a plan is really important because it allows you to not be predetermined in what you think the right next step would be. Now, that can be terrifying for some people because some people want to have a very linear A, B, C, one, two, three. I do these three things, this thing happens. And sometimes, if you really want to break through and do something exceptional, you have to be willing to kind of unmoor yourself from the big giant boat and float out into the ocean and be confident that you will arrive at a destination, maybe not of your choosing, but somewhere better than you could have ever imagined. So it takes an intention to be unintentional.
I love that. No, no, I love the way you phrase that, and I think especially the part where you mentioned that you shouldn't compare yourself to other people. I think ever since we're born, we're in this race to be better than other people. We tend to forget to internally reflect,
Yep.
understand what our goals are. Rather, we're instead focused on, oh, this person did this. Why am I not at this level? I should be that person. And in that process, we just lose meaning. We are not happy. We're constantly comparing ourselves to other people, and we don't know the journey it took for them to get there in the first place. We just see the outcome of everything that's going on. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's very inspiring, and I love that you learned from a non-traditional journey, and here you are working for something that you're very passionate about. So thank you for sharing that, Adrian. My next question, Adrian, for you would be, where do you currently work? Where is your position? Would love to understand more about that because it isn't like you mentioned that you are in the creative space. So would love to hear more about that.
Yeah. So I didn't have a job until I was maybe 30 years old, which is kind of funny sounding. What I mean by that is I had my own agency and I had my own brands and I was doing my own thing until I took my first job where it was like in a corporation, which is, but from Nike to Arrival, Nike obviously everyone knows, which is, needs no explanation. Um,
Just do it.
uh, um, I did lots of things within Nike. I did brand marketing, brand design, brand creative. I did experiential design. I did product design. So I had a very diverse, very exciting, very kind of unicorn career at Nike. Um, During the pandemic, I kind of had this moment of self reflection where, we were all feeling isolated. We were working from home. We were separated from our kind of old experience. And I just started asking, like, am I growing? Am I pushing myself at the level I want to? Which then started me down this journey of looking at other spaces that were inspiring to me. And one of those was what was happening in the automotive EV transformation space. So I ended up taking a role with a EV startup called Arrival, which is a really, please, anyone who's listening to this, go check out Arrival. It's an unbelievable company that is really reimagining how we get around mobility for the world. And it's really like putting an unbelievable, the world's best design and experiential details and tech and everything into really like utilitarian vehicles. So imagine a transit bus feeling like as good as like an iPhone, right? Like taking things that have typically not been elevated or thought of as something because maybe they serve portions of the society that don't have a lot of money, or maybe they serve, underserved segments. And it's actually saying, no, like those things should be amazing. And technology is now at a point where we can make a bus, a delivery van, a ride sharing experience. We can make those experiences like they should be as premium and as badass as driving in a Mercedes, right? Like, so it's been a really exciting experience to kind of see this automotive transportation mobility world kind of reinventing itself like overnight. Like you're seeing every, from the big five automakers down to startups like Arrival challenging the last 100 years of the way things have been done. So that's really exciting. Just I don't know. It's been kind of like very inspiring to be a part of that and to feel that just blue sky, like writing everything from the point of view of what would be best for today, not how it was done yesterday, if that makes sense.
No, no, that makes sense because you're part of something that's going to leave a mark. You're part of the blueprint that will that will create a way for other companies that could come into this industry. So it's definitely very inspiring, and I can definitely see how you're tying your purpose-driven work with something that you're passionate about, especially when you want it to be in the creative space. So thank you so much for sharing that, Adrian. Adrian, last question, which would be Arrival sounds like an absolutely amazing company. It does seem to be growing. Would love to understand what kind of positions are open so if people are seeking for jobs, they know what to
I
seek
think
for.
the Arrival's a tech led company. Like I think it's really a device on wheels. Like it's less car or truck or van. It's more iPhone device. Like so, the company has a huge engineering, UX, UI, software component to it, and I would say anybody that is really excited about those spaces, Arrival is a great place for a lot of really thinking about using AI, neural networks, machine learning, algorithms, using all of these modern tools to modernize an industry that's it's an exciting place for those fields.
No, no, I definitely get that. Well, Adrian, our time is up. Thank you so much for coming on the show, for showcasing and explaining why you should focus on your journey instead of the journey of other people, because everyone has their own journey to go through. And also for sharing about your wonderful company, how and why your company is absolutely amazing. It explains itself just because the impact that you're making, especially in the autonomous field, is something that's very inspiring. And I wish you all the best, and I hope your company continues to grow and makes a difference.
It's
Thank you
my
so much.
pleasure. Have a great afternoon.